David and Goliath. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I believe it's a true story. I believe it really happened. And thinking about it this morning, been reading through the book of 1 Samuel and just some fascinating things there. And in that story in 1 Samuel 17, there's so many things there that we could unpack. It would take us weeks. But there's a particular part in that story that I find interesting and I find very applicable to life today in our pursuit of God's purpose for our lives. And we're going after what God's called us to do, and we kind of have a vision for what God's asked us to move toward for his kingdom's sake. And so we begin to do that. David shows up on the scene, this giant 9-foot tall, barbaric bonehead of a Philistine coming out every morning, taunting an entire army of soldiers, blaspheming God's name. When David shows up on the scene and sees this, he's just a young man, but he's got the call of God on his life, and he's full of passion, and he's full of courage, and he just can't believe that people are standing around not doing anything about this. So he says, I'll go fight the giant. So they take him in before King Saul, and I'm condensing this a lot, obviously, because I just want to make this one point. Saul tells David, well, you can't go fight him. You're just a kid. He's a warrior. You can't do this. And David, begins to tell him stories about how God has delivered him so many times from bears and lions, and how he was able to kill him with his bare hands because God gave him strength and was with him. Finally, King Saul agrees to let him go. But then King Saul starts saying, well, you need to put on my armor, and you need to do it this way. And this is the point I want to make to you. Why is it that when you go after what God has for you, when you pursue the call of God on your life, there's always some coward who wants to tell you how to fight? The armor wasn't doing Saul any good. It didn't bring him any courage. It didn't make him feel victorious enough to go out there and actually fight the giant and bring justice. He was scared to death, and he was doing nothing for God. But he wants to tell David how to fight a fight that he's not willing to fight himself. And I've seen this over the years. It's like God gives you a vision, and you get excited about it, and you begin to share it with people, and you always have those people who are doing absolutely nothing for God. They're not pursuing the kingdom. They're not trying to fulfill the call of God on their life, but they're going to start to tell you how you need to do it. And I just want to encourage you today, as I always do, surround yourself with people who understand God's calling on your life. Surround yourself with people who are going to be an encouragement and a strength to you. And most of all, don't give up. Be strong and courageous. Pursue what God has called you to, and don't back off for anyone or anything. Catch you later.